Hello everyone and welcome to the first of what could be a series of videos. I'm just sort of testing the waters here in my Star Citizen discussion videos, and this potential series is about underloved by the community ships, or underappreciated ships is another way to put it. And for the first one, I think we're going to jump right into the deep end because the Hull series is some of those ships that I think really are underappreciated by the community. I've seen maybe one or two other people than me just be like, oh, the Hull series, can't wait for them to be added for the game, this, that and the next thing, the Hull series this, Hull series that. And apart from that, most people just sort of overlook them. I've never ever seen anyone recommend you buy a Hull series, even if you're into trade, that sort of thing. And I'm going to change things up a bit. I do recommend the Hull series. I think it is very good for numerous reasons. And we shall start getting into it right now. This one's kind of cheating because it is 5 ships. So it's 5 ships lumped together being undervalued. But you could add probably, you could say the whole series. But we've got a whole 5 ships here. Where's Misgear? So we've got the Hull A. We'll start with the Hull A. Yeah, the Hull A and B aren't really what get me excited when it comes to the Hull series. They're small, they're great. There's not much really to talk about here. The cargo is really good for their size. Considering the Hull A is similar to the Aurora and Mustang. It's a starter ship. It is your basic entry, bada bing, bada boom, as small as possible, transport trade ship. But why do I still think it's undervalued? Because let's take a look at it. It's people in its what's the word? People in its tier, people in its sort of size category, people in its level, its playing field. People in the same playing field as it are the Aurora and the Mustang. How much cargo do the Aurora and Mustang get to carry around? Do you know? We're talking single digits. We're talking very small single digits. How much does the Hull A carry? 48 SCUs of cargo capacity. That's quite a lot more, isn't it? That is an awful lot more. Let's just go on one. Just to prove our point here. Consolidated Outland, the Mustang Alpha, which is the generic go-to starter ship one. How much SCU can it carry? Oh, 4 SCUs. Oh. And you're into trade. Hull A. Where am I again? Miss Musashi. Hull A. 48. Quite a big bit of difference, isn't it? For its main competitor in that sort of size category for trades. Strong argument to be made though that if you look at it just price wise, 60 for the pledge, in-game price we don't know yet. Want to point out as well, if you have a ship that is roughly, I don't know, 50 pledge or whatever, upgrading to a Hull A in the upcoming event like this. Oh, what's it called? Oh well, they do it yearly. The big ship sale, the Aerospace Expo, Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. There we go. Upgrading to one of these, upgrading to any of the Hull series is an amazing idea, and another reason they're hugely undervalued because your amount of money you're going to make off of it, kind of thing, for your CCU change is going to be huge. So just quickly here, if you've got a ship, say $50 US in value, upgrade to this bad boy. So then when it comes out, probably, I think it's next year. I think the Hull A they've got. The Hull C is definitely on the roadmap, and they're going to be releasing. I think it's patch Q1 next year, maybe Q2. Can't remember off the top of my head. And I think the Hull A is the patch after that. So all the Hull series are going to be amazing because they're coming out next year, over the year, and probably the year after. So yes, They're going to be great for SCU chains and that sort of thing. Another reason they're absolutely uber brilliant, but yes. So, back to my other argument I was going to say. You could argue against me here, saying, oh well, the Mustang's more of a fighter and jack of all trades, whereas this is dedicated trade, and it's also more expensive. You should be looking more at the Avenger Titan, and then again, that's still more fighting, and the Nomad as its main competitors. And that is a strong argument in that price range, but this is in-game. I expect this to be cheaper than a Mustang Alpha, or about the same price, and I expect the Nomad and Avenger to be more expensive than it. It is dedicated to trade, but that's what we're looking at here. For people that like trade, the Hull A has no competitors, is what I'm saying. For its playing field, it just outperforms everything so much, there is no competition. The Hull A just blows everything away, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, because even the Avenger Titan, I think the Avenger Titan's got, is it 6, 8 cargo? Something like that. It's still single digits. And the Nomad, I can't remember either, but it's not much more than the Avenger Titan. Still, the Hull A is completely outperforming everything in its playing field. And oh look, it's right here. We can go straight onto the Hull B, which is getting up to freelancer size and getting up to your cutty size. And again, it's the exact same story. We come down. Pledge is $90, so once again, if you've got your chains and all that you want to build, this one I don't think's on the roadmap yet. Or it might be the patch after the Hull A, I think that might be possible, but it is coming soon as well. The loaner you get at the moment is a Freelancer Max, which I'll open like a new tab, that'll save me. We can come down and you could say this is its main competition. This is a ship dedicated to trade, and it is pretty much considered the best when it comes to trade in this category at this point in time. It is the go-to. It is, why is the picture not there? I want to refresh to get that picture there. There we go. It is the bang for buck trade. If you want to trade in this sort of size category, in this playing field, the Freelancer Max is the best, the go-to. How much cargo capacity has it got? 120. That is great. How much has the Hull B got? I've lost it. 384. What? 3 times the Freelancer, which is the current best? It blows it completely out of the water once again. And oh wait, unlike before, when the A was more expensive than its competition, let's just take a look at the price here. $90. We go to the max. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where's it? Pledge? Where's Pledge? Where's Pledge? I'm blind as a bat. There it is, 150. I knew how much it was, I just wanted to make sure it was right there in front of you. It's 150. An in-game price, I expect that to be really similar. The Hull A, the Hull B, not the Hull A. I'm guessing it's going to go up to, I don't know, if you've got a Hull B right now, I'm guessing it's going to go up to like 110. It's still going to be $40 in pledge, and then in-game I'm expecting it to be quite a lot cheaper than a Freelancer Max. So once again, if you're just raw trades, this is the most important number at the end of the day. Like, you could argue, oh, but the Freelancer Max has more protection, it keeps the cargo safer on the inside. At 3 times the cargo capacity, a single run will make you 3 times the amount of money. So you'll be able to afford to spend 3 times the amount on protection, and still... And you'll be able to spend more than 3 times the amount on protection, because you're going to be able to make that money 3 times faster, because you're not having to do as many runs, and you're going to be able to pay for so much more escorts, so much more everything. And I need to pause, my throat has all of a sudden just turned into sandpaper. I need to go get a drink, I'll be back in a second. Right, I am back, and I've got my drink. But yeah, where was I? With 3 times the cargo capacity, 3 times the profit, you could say you're a solo player and you're doing runs in the Hull, in the Freelancer Max, which, remember, up until now is the best at this job in this category. So this is the best, the principal, the best, the ultimate. So most people won't even be using that. Well, most people probably will, you know. There's others that are going to be a lot worse, like the Cutlass. the regular Freelancer, they're also in this category. They're a lot worse. We're comparing it to the best of the best, the creme de la crop. Like, and it's still blowing that completely out of the water. So, you're a solo player. You're using the Freelancer Max at the moment. The creme de la crop, the best of the best. And then you change over to the Hull B when it's released. That's 3 times the profit for that run. You could then hire 2 other players, divide the profits by 3, and have them both in fighting ships to escort you. And be making the same amount of money. Your escorts like the Hull B is paying for the escorts and you're still making just as much money. And that's dividing it, just square down each of us, dividing the profits by 3 equally among the 3 players. And it's the other thing that's awesome about this is you can see, like, this was going back to the point earlier why this is an argument against the Freelancer Max is better protected. You see the Freelancer Max on its own, and then you see a Hull B with, I don't know, let's say 2 arrows escorting it. I would much rather try and tangle with a Hull B on its own than a Hull. I'd much rather tangle with the Freelancer on its own than a Hull B with 2 arrows. Because, yeah. Even with you're in a Cutlass Black and you're just planning to just tractor beam some of the cargo off of the exterior of the Hull B and run away, like, the 2 arrows, yeah. It's just not. I don't see it. I just do not see the Freelancer being a better option. Even if it's just... It gets even worse if you start considering like it's AI people you're hiring to protect you, because you won't need to pay them anywhere near as much as... And you're just gonna... Yeah, it's gonna pay for its own escorts just from that increased cargo capacity. Easily. Easily. Like, that is a worst case scenario, splitting the profit down the middle between the 3 players. Right. Let me get rid of the Max up there, and let's move on to the Hull C, which, if you do not already have as part of your CCU chains, and like now, then you really want to get them ASAP, because this bad boy is coming. Like, this one here, I estimate it'll go up to like 110 or something. The Hull A will probably go up to about 70, 75. The Hull C is coming now. Well, not now, it's coming, it'll probably actually even tell me here, scheduled for 3.16. That's I'm 90% sure that's Q1 next year. That is coming right, the next sale after this one. Like, I'm getting tongue-tied. It's coming shortly after this sale, basically, this ship sale. And it's 250 at the moment. I'm expecting it to go up to at least 300. Probably like 310. Somewhere around there. And once again, 4,608 cargo capacity. Damn, that is a lot of cargo. That is one hell of a lot of cargo. That blows everything out of the water in-game currently. Even bigger ships. What is the creme de la crop of its competition? The ultimate of its competition? The thing that's considered one of the best trade ships in-game at the moment, probably sharing that title with the new ship that has just been released, the Starlifters, is the Caterpillar. So if you want, in this sort of scale, to be trading in this sort of scale, in this sort of playing field, in this sort of ship size, the Caterpillar is considered the creme de la crop. The thing people recommend if you're into trading and you want to be trading at this sort of size of ship is the Caterpillar. This is the people's ultimate. To me, that's not true. To me, the Hull C completely blows it out of the water. For the same reason the A and the B blew its competitors out of the water. The reason I would buy a Caterpillar is for its modularity. I wouldn't buy it as a trade ship because it sucks as a trade ship compared to the Hull C. Because remember this number here, 4,608. What does the Caterpillar have? A grand total of 576. 576 SCU. That sucks balls in comparison. Unless you like sucking balls, then that's nothing to do with me. You enjoy what you want to suck, but I'm getting distracted here. I'm just saying it's crap. It's terrible. It is. 9 times the SEU. 9! Going back, that's even worse than our life. You could divide the profits by 9 among 9 players and still make as much in a single run. One of the main arguments I've seen someone use against the Hull C was that the Hull C is apparently going to be one of the most common ships in the game. It's going to be the most common NPC ship in the game. You're going to be running into it all the time. And so pirates, especially player pirates, are going to know it like the back of their hand because they're always dealing with it. A Hull C with 8 other players split over what? A hammerhead and a redeemer. This could pay for a hammerhead and a redeemer's worth of other players to escort it and still make as much money as the Caterpillar for 9 players. Yeah, this is insane. This is insane. And this is the next point I want to make. We're going to go and we're going to look at something even more damning. Because one of the things that people say, if you're really into trading, what they recommend is the ultimate trading ship is the best, the creme de la crop for the whole game. They recommend is the Banu Merchantman. And we are in the middle point of the whole series. And let's just bring up the Banu Merchantman for a second here. Take a look at the numbers. Where are we? Banu Merchantman. There it is. Let's take a look. Now let's go to the Merchantman. Oh, the creme de la crop. The best trading ship in game. 3,584. This is not even in the same playing field as the Hull C though. It is higher up. This is not just like the ultimate trading ship for the whole game apparently. It is the ultimate trading ship higher tiered up than the Hull C. And also let's take a look at the pledge value. And the in-game cost is going to be astronomical compared to the Hull C. And it is just... I would rather have a Banu Merchantman than a Hull C, if I'm completely honest. But if all I'm doing is trade, like the Banu Merchantman's a bigger ship, and I would love it as a bazaar to trade and sell stuff just at the destination. But there's no way I'd be using a merchantman to do my supply runs, to do my just like transportation of goods from A to B. To me, that cargo capacity is all for the shops and resources and for an outpost, for a trading outpost I want to set up. This, yeah, the Star Lifters here. Let's open this in like in the new tab then as well, because this is the other one. That's seen as the main competitor to the Hull C. This is the ultimate trading ship in game in my opinion at the moment. It was the Caterpillar, but it is now this bad boy with its 696 cargo capacity. But once again, this is up tier to the Hull C. The Merchantman and the Star Lifter, which we can get rid of now because the Merchantman's got more than the Star Lifter, is on the next ship in the Hull series. They're on the same level as the next ship in the Hull series, and this bad boy's already got more. Let's just take a look at the Hull D, which, by the way, I've got a Hull C currently at the moment. I'm expecting this to go up to a pledge of, say, roughly 300. We'll just say 300 for argument's sake. Then I plan to turn, once it's turned into that, I plan to turn my Hull C into a Hull D next year's sale. In fact, I might even do it with 2, because then these are going to go up to 350. Then I expect them to then go up to about 400 and 10, 20 maybe when they're released. So once again, upgrade chains. Upgrade chains. This whole sea of mine is going to gain about $80 in pledge value for just free. Just on top of the other ones I want to do. Right, now here. So could not specify how great these are going to be as upgrade caddies. So even outside of game, they're being extremely undervalued right now because it's an upgrade caddy, just sort of to make your pledge value skyrocket. So yeah. Now here we are. We can get rid of the caterpillar. Merchantman, 3,584. The equivalent all series in trade, 20,736. 20,000. Just let that sink in. Almost 21,000 SCU. I don't think my mind can even comprehend how much SCU that is. That is huge. And I'm planning to have one of these at release probably. I don't think I'd go up to the E. Because I think the E will be too much for me to handle. And yeah. As far as I'm concerned, this is just, you can hire an army to protect you at this point. You have that much cargo capacity. Like, you're making so much money at this point, you could buy yourself, like over time, buy yourself a whole army and just pay other players to fund protecting you as you do your trade. It is an insane amount of cargo. It is huge. Just raw cargo capacity. Here, you're going to be able to pick up sand. Just go to the beach and fill up with sand and transport to the other side of the known universe and be like, here, this is orange sand from the other side of the known universe. I know it's basically worthless, but I've got that much of it. It is... And this is still just the hull D. We've not even finished yet. Let's come in. Hull E. As far as I'm concerned, there isn't another ship that even comes remotely close to this one. And this, like, if we come down, technically, the Kraken Privateer is on the same tier, is on the same scale ship. It is the ultimate capital class trading ship. Is like the big brother to the Merchantman. Is the end of the Merchantman. And there's even less SCU cargo capacity. It is, yeah. It is the Merchantman's big brother, and it has even less. Not really a good trade ship at all, but I just wanted to mention it because it is a trade bazaar type ship, but in this sort of same scale as the hull D. E, we're on E now. We come back, hull E. Look at that. That. Cargo capacity. 100,000 SCU. $100,000 SCU. You're gonna need to hire yourself about 20 players just to unload the thing. Never mind protect you. And you're definitely gonna have the money to do it. The profits this thing will be able to reap in. And the reason I think this is just gonna be too unwieldy for me. I don't know, unless I don't know. I don't know. 100,000 SCU. I wish I didn't get rid of the Merchantman now. But the Merchantman was under 4,000 SCU. It was like 3,700, 3,600. It was something like that SCU. It's considered and by many, is the ultimate trading ship right now. The one you should get if you want to be involved in trading from A to B. Just buying it here, selling it there. Doesn't even have 4,000 SCU. 100,000 SCU. A ball hair under 100,000 SCU. There is nothing that competes with the Hull series in their own tiers. In fact, the Hull C is beating stuff even the tier ahead of it, in this sort of scale ahead of it. In fact, a lot of them are. Because how much was the Hull B doing? I'm pretty sure that was more than like... the Hull B is a good competitor for the Caterpillar and just raw trading power from A to B. And it's a tier below it. There is none. It's just is insane. There is one alien ship that I just remembered that I want to add into the mix that does store its cargo, but I don't think it's anywhere near good either. There it is. This would be a Hull B competitor, I'm pretty sure. A medium cargo ship, yeah, Hull B. 320 SCU, yeah, so this thing is actually a good competitor. This is the only thing. This is the only thing that is a fair fight, in my opinion, to the Hull series. Because it is similar scale. It's the same scale as a Hull B. And it's got nearly as much cargo capacity. But if you're coming to actual cost in-game to purchase and cost out of game to purchase, it's twice as much already outside of game. I expect it'll probably be something like 3 times as much in-game, and you're probably going to need to get a good relations with Jan to even be able to get it. So it's going to be so much harder to get in-game. Gives you a Connie Taurus as a... Huh. This may be bigger than I thought. This might not be then. It might not even be on the... If it's giving you a Connie Taurus... I'm not sure. I think it's probably somewhere in between the A and the B then. Not the A and the B and the C. How much does the Connie Taurus got again? 174, yeah. Still, the large ship. So it's sort of... This one I'd say is between the A and the B is again. Not the A and the B, between the B and the C. Between the B and the C. And we know the C's got like 4,000 odd. How much does the B have again? Just double check. Because I want to make sure I'm not spouting a load of piffle here. Off the top of my head, I wasn't sure. 384, yeah. Again, it blows it out of the water. The Taurus is bigger. A lot bigger. And it doesn't have anywhere near as much cargo capacity. Anywhere near as much. They're just... Yeah, I don't know. You cannot argue with the numbers. There's just so much cargo there. You could argue because it's stored externally, it might be more complicated to load and unload. But if you're hired, you can, like, with 3 times the funds, you can hire NPCs, you can hire players to like help you load and unload. And if they've got, say, we'll go back to the Hull B again here. It was making 3 times the amount, I'm pretty sure. So if you hire, instead of say 2 arrows, you have them in 2 cutty blacks. They've got tractor beams. With those tractor beams, you'll be able to load it really fast. In fact, you could even take some of that cargo, throw it in the back of the cutties with the tractor beams, and use the cutties to actually speed up your trading process, because you get into a new system and now you've got too much to sell all to one place. So you take the beagles to one place and the cutties go to others with their little bits, and just to speed up that unloading, because you've got through the dangerous bit, you've got through pyro already. Like, say if you're doing like you're jumping 2 systems over, you're going through the dangerous bit, which is pyro, And you're going from Stanton to Terra or something, which I think is on the other side of Pyro from Stanton, which is why the Pyro was such a thingy system when it popped up, because it was like, oh, you can jump really fast back to Terra, but consider this big long route going the other way. But it's also a lot more dangerous now because pirates, and it's just, yeah, it's all thingied up. So you can see that sort of gameplay loop there. You can either spend half an hour going the really long way, well, probably more than half an hour, probably like 2 hours or something, going the really long way through the safe trade route, or you can jump through the dangerous one, which again, you might be able to make so much more money than just the 3 times more in the Hull B than you could a Freelancer Max, because you're going the fast route because you can afford to buy an escort because you're making 3 times the amount of money, so you're getting there and back, say 3 times faster. That could make it 9 times more profitable because the 3 times the 3 is turned into 9 times, and oh, it is. Hull series, if you're interested in trade, is undervalued so much by the community, so much. And once they start being released, which is in the very foreseeable future, is very soon, I think the community is going to start changing their tune, because the second people start realizing how big these cargo capacities are, the second they're in game, and they're like, someone just, it's going to take 1 or 2 people to go in the forums and be like, hey, I made this much just doing the trade run, doing this crappy resource. People are like, what? I think it's going to catch on really fast once they're released. Really fast. And I have spent a very long time just talking about SCU capacity, cargo capacity, standard cargo units, but they're extremely undervalued, and I can't believe how long this video is. I thought it was going to be like a 5-10 minute video, but we are getting, I think we're about 37 minutes at the moment, because I think we stopped to get my drink about 15. Yeah, I rambled a bit too much. I just cannot say how much I feel these ships are undervalued if you're interested in trade, and it is such a good progression chain. I have been tempted at times to even have a 3rd account, because I've got my main account and then I've got my starting from nothing account, which is going to turn into a pirate guy. So I'm going to have my main account and then my pirate account, and I'm almost tempted just to have a Hull account just so I can experience starting with nothing but like Tennessee and Aurora, and then working my way up to Hull A, and then getting the Hull A, and then working my way up to Hull B and then C. It's such a really good defined progression chart here. Oh, they're glorious. The Hull series, when it comes to just raw trade, nothing competes with them. Nothing. Hope you've all enjoyed this. I shall see you all in the next one.